Hello guys, welcome back to Nita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today we are going to be making a floral mesh bralette, and let me just take you through what we have to use. I'm going to be working with robin. It's 100% acrylic and it's 50 grams, so literally I'm going to be using 2 strands, and then I'm going to be using a 3.5mm hook, and you'll need some scissors. Preferably I prefer you use at least 3 colors, but you can go extra to whichever colors that you want to use. I'm going to be working with white, black and pink, so let's get started. To start off, I'm going to start with my white yarn right here, and as usual we start off with a knot, but this time we are going to start off with a magic circle. My voice is a little hoarse because I have been telling you guys I'm having a cough and very heavy flu, but I'm just trying to be much more audible so that you all can be able to hear me, and also putting the flu aside, I'm trying so hard to be in position to give you more tutorials. So with this, I am going to insert my hook into the circle and loop out some yarn, and then yarn over and pull through all, right? So this is more like to just get me started. So I'm going to work 9 single crochets. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when I have 9, I'm going to just pull this so it can now get intact, and I'm going to slip stitch into this very first stitch that we made, all right, like this. So I'm going to work a slip stitch like that, okay, and then I'll just pull this so it can get intact, and this is what I have. So I'm going to chain 2 and into this very first stitch right here I am going to work 5 double crochets. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. So I'm going to get my hook out like this, and I'm going to get back right here into the 2 chains that we started with, and then I'm going to get my hook into this and then just slip stitch like that. So you see what we have: chain 2, yarn over, into the next stitch you're going to work 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just do the same. Get back right here into the very first stitch and get the loop of the last stitch, double crochet stitch, and then just slip stitch it, right? And then chain 2 into the next stitch. We are going to just do this repeatedly 9 times, all right? So 3 double crochets, 4 double crochets, and 5. So once you're at the 5th, you're going to just get back to the first one and get this of the last stitch, and then work a slip stitch, and then chain 2 to start the second one, the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back here. Okay, this is very similar to, if you have taken time to do your research about the popcorn stitch and bubble stitch, you must be familiar with what I'm doing right now. So into the next stitch right here, we are going to work 5 double crochets. If you haven't, I advise you go and look out for them so you can be in position to understand what I am, you know, working on right now. If you haven't and you still don't have time to go out and look for it, well, let's just learn it from here and carry it on the next pieces that you probably look forward to making. So we have 5 and we get back to the first stitch and slip stitch right there. So chain 2 and start the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there, get back and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back right there, work a slip stitch and chain 2 and go to the next. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the last one, and we are just going to do like we have been doing previously. And this is the last one. Get back to the first one, work a slip stitch and chain 2, and then you're just going to make your way into the chain 2 that we started with and slip stitch right there. So this is what I have, and at this point I am going to cut my yarn and get to my second color. That is going to be pink. So I'm going to get my pink thread or whichever color you're working with next and loop it right here onto, get it onto the yarn through, and then work 2 chains. All right, you will just have all these work beneath. So what we are going to do is we are going to get into this gap, the chain 2 space we have right here, and we are going to make 5 double crochets like we have been doing. 5 of them. That's 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 4, 5. So we are just going to do exactly what we have been doing, but this time when you get back, please get to the stitch after the 2 chains. So right here is where I am going to work the slip stitch, and initially we're doing 2 chains, so this time we're just going to chain 1, and into this very same chain space of the previous row we are going to work other 5 double crochets. So we have 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now we are going to get back to the first double crochet stitch and slip stitch the last one to the first one, chain 1 into the next chain 2 space that we made right here. We are going to work 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And now you're going to get back to the first one and get the last one and work a slip stitch and then chain 1, and into this very same space you're going to work 5 more double crochets. Okay, we have 4 and 5. So we get back right here and work a slip stitch, chain 1 into the next space right here. We are going to work 5 double crochets. and get back to the first one and then slip stitch. Okay, chain 1, into the very same space you're going to work 5 double crochets again, and then you're going to get back to the first one and get the last loop and slip stitch, chain 1. All right, so literally this is what we are going to do. We are going to work 2 of these kind of stitches into every chain 2 space that we made of the previous row. So literally in total you must have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if you had 9 right here, this should be like 18. That is 9 times 2. So into every chain space you're going to work 2 of these. And now when you get right here, you're going to work a slip stitch, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do next. So I've already worked a slip stitch. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get my scissors and cut this off. So this is where I am, and I'm going to get my black like this and just attach it to this right here where I stopped. Oh, okay, and I'm going to chain 3 of this. So now when I chain 3, I'm going to get into the next chain space that we made right here and work a single crochet like that. Okay, and now I am going to chain 2, and into the next chain space that we made I am going to work 4 double crochets. So that is 2 double crochet like this, chain 1 and 2 double crochet in the same gap. So now I have 4 double crochets into this very same gap. So I'm going to chain 2 and work a single crochet into the next chain space right there, and I'm going to chain 3 and work a single crochet into the next chain space right there, chain 3 into the next chain space. You're going to work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, you work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, you work a single crochet, right? And then let me see what I had. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 1 2 3 4 5. So right here we are going to chain 2 like I have done, and into the next chain space I'm going to work 2 double crochets and then chain 1 and work 2 double crochets. So I'm going to chain 2, and into the next chain space I work a single crochet, chain 3 this time, and into the next chain space I work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space I work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space I work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space I work a single crochet. 1 2 3 4 5. And now I'm going to work 2 chains and then into the next chain space I'm going to work 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2 double crochets again in the same space. So I'm going to chain 2, and into the next chain space I work a single crochet, then chain 3 this time, into the next chain space you work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space you work a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 1 and yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain space right there, and then right there, and pull through yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all. So this is what we have. Literally we have made our 19 stitches be divided into 3. So literally 18 has gotten divided into 3. So now we are starting to make the bracket. All right, and now for the next row of the mesh, we are going to chain 3, and into the chain space of the previous row we are going to work a single crochet, and then chain 3 into this, we work a single crochet. And now as we approach the 4 double crochets, I always I'm going to advise you all to chain 2 instead of 3. So you're going to chain 2, and into the middle, the chain 1 space that is in between the 4 double crochets, we are going to work 2 double crochets, and then chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and you're going to chain 2, and then into this space you're going to work a single crochet, and now you're going to start chaining 3 and work a single crochet into the next chain space. So chain 3, work a single crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, work a single crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet into the next. Sorry about the noise. So here we are going to chain 3 and work a single crochet into the next space, and now you're going to chain 2, because as we approach the 4 double crochets we chain 2, and into the middle of the 4 double crochets we are going to work 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And now you're going to chain 2 and into the next chain space you work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, you work a single crochet, chain 3 into the next chain space, work a single crochet, and chain 3 into the next, you work a single crochet, and chain 2 as you approach the 4 double crochets, work 4 double crochets at the peak, chain 1 in between the 4 double crochets, and now chain 2. More like this is just going to be a routine, so you should already now be used to it. I just want to take you through this whole row. As you can see, we are approaching our starting point right here. So I'm going to chain 3 and work a single crochet into the next chain space, and right here where I started from, I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, insert my hook into the starting point, and yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all. So that is how I've ended my row. So literally I have worked 2 rows of the mesh, and you need about 1 2 3 4 5. I have 5 rows, but if you're making for a bigger cup, you can go as far as many rows, whichever number of rows that you want that can fit your breast, or your that is more like fit for your bra cup. All right, so this is more like what I already made, and this is how it looks like. So you're going to repeat what I have done for you, 3 more rows to make it 5, and I'm going to meet you right there to show you what to do next. So now I'm on my last row. I've so far made 4 rows of the mesh, and I just wanted to show you how to work your last row because it's a bit different from what we have been doing. So right here where I start from, I'm going to chain 2 and work a single crochet into my next chain space and chain 2. So literally where I have been chaining 3, I am going to chain 2, right? So that means I'm going to be chaining 2 throughout, just to make sure my last row is more like a straight line and not having, you know, this kind of like hips on it. So you're just going to be chaining 2 all throughout instead of 3, And when you get here, you're going to keep doing just the same as you work over the peak of your bralette, of your breast cup, and that means 4 double crochets at the peak and chain 2 and work a single crochet into the next chain space, chain 2, work a single crochet into the next chain space, chain 2. So literally just do that all throughout and get back to your starting point and do the same, like chain 1, and you literally won't have to yarn over. So now I'm at the very last stitch. Like I was trying to explain to you guys, you're going to chain 1. This time you're not going to yarn over, and instead you're going to insert your hook into the very starting point where you started from, right there, and then pull through all, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all, like that. So you're going to chain 2 and start working a single crochet right into that very same stitch where you have connected your very last stitch to, and then you're going to work a single crochet into the chain space, and into the single crochet of the previous row you're going to work a single crochet. So right here into the chain space, 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet onto the previous single crochet. So just keep doing that, or if this is getting you confused, you can just work 2 single crochets into every chain space that we made. So literally you just have to have 2 single crochets into every chain space. Once you're